What's up, everybody? Welcome to Bios3 Raw TV. Today I want to make this, it's not a follow-up video, it's more of a, my version of something that Jason Blah posted up yesterday. I'm getting questions on my emails, comments on my emails, a response video. What I respond to what Jason posted yesterday, which is Juggernaut Fitness, which is his channel, about the body dysmorphia and eating disorders that he's seeing within the figure, fitness, bodybuilding, powerlifting community, and which he pretty much blames on these fitness magazines and ads and stuff that we see. Now, I don't get many people contacting me saying that they ate dinner and then threw up, or they have bulimia, I've got people contacting me saying they used to have these issues and they're technically in recovery and they're trying not to let their, disease get the best of them. But I didn't have people like Jason did contact me and said, hey, what do I do to control this, control that, et cetera, et cetera. And, it kind of shocked me when he said he had a kid contact him and said that he ate all his dinner with his family and then shoved his fingers down his throat and threw up. Yeah, that's bulimia, okay? That's not maintaining my weight. That's not bodybuilding. It's not powerlifting. It's not fitness and physique. That's bulimia, okay? That is an eating disorder. Or people that the very next day did 4 hours of fasted cardio because they had the turkey and stuffing the night before with gravy and then only ate 1,000 calories the next day. Now, to a certain degree, I do agree with changing the calories up. If you know you're going to have, a day where you're going to eat 5,000 to 6,000 calories with your family, the day before, if your normal daily caloric consumption is 2,500, I would reduce it to maybe 2,000 for the day. So you reduce it like 500 calories. And maybe the day after, you have this, big meal or whatever with your family, you reduce it to 2,000 again. This is just a number. I'm not telling anybody to eat 2,000 calories. I'm just saying, reduce it by 500 for those 2 days. But don't all of a sudden kick up all kinds of cardio and crazy shit that puts your body in a crazy deficit, because your body is not going to burn fat like that. What it's actually going to do is actually hold on to the fat when you try to push it too hard or too much of a caloric deficit. Now, there's a point that he made, or a discussion. Part of the discussion was, these kids are crazy for bringing their food in Tupperware, chicken and broccoli and stuff, to the family function. Now, I myself have done that, okay? It was in April for Easter, okay? Because the show was coming up in May. There's no way a month out from a show I'm going to be fucking eating all kinds of crap, shitty food and all kinds of crap. I brought my food with me. It sucked, it was awful. And, my family understood. It's okay, he's got a show coming up after the show, it's fine. But bear in mind, that's what I'm talking about, after the show. If you have a competition, I'm the first one to be as hardcore as fuck with bringing my food everywhere, making sure everything's done the right way that I need to do to be the best that I can be that day. And if that means bringing Tupperware to Easter dinner, that's fine. But in December, and I don't have a show till June, there's no fucking way I'm going to be bringing Tupperware to dinner. As you guys saw in my video with Nick Wright, I mentioned several times I had my mom's lasagna. My mom and dad live up in Rhode Island. She makes certain foods that I don't get to eat the entire year unless I'm there. And that includes stuffing with Portuguese sausage in it, which is very calorically dense. She loves that hardcore turkey gravy with tons of fat in it. I mean, her lasagna has tons of fat in it. Everything that she makes is calorically dense. There's no fucking way I'm going to pass that up. Why? Because right now it doesn't matter. All right, one meal is not going to make me fat. 2 meals is not going to make me fat. When we go up there to visit, we still train. Kari and I trained 2 days out of the 4 that we were there, and we had great workouts. So, you still have to be conscious of, you still train if you're out there visiting your parents or your family or whatever, but you don't have to freaking do 3 hours of cardio and reduce your calories next to nothing because you're going to have a meal. Now, what I'm not understanding is where this came from. Jason likes to blame it on the fitness industry and stuff, and I kind of agree with that, because the ads that you see are not what people look like year-round. They get in shape like that for a day or two, and then pretty much they are I want to say out of shape, but out of that kind of shape for the next 5 to 6 months or 3 months or whatever it is. Now, another place you can look at all the way around is the general population. Movies, ads, stuff like that. Like, you look at The Rock, for example. The Rock was a leading man when he's always been a big and muscular guy. He was a leading man. His movies weren't doing too well. He gets shredded. All of a sudden now he's a leading man with star power and made $1.3 billion this year as the highest paid actor ever. And he's been maintaining that shredded muscularity, that tightness that he's never had when he was younger. This is the first time in his life he's been this shredded. And all of a sudden now he's all over every friggin' movie, ads, WrestleMania, you name it, he's on it. So what you're seeing is this image of him being shredded. John Cena, when you see him, he's always in tight condition all the time. So you see these guys, and you say to yourself, or like Jay Cutler, he's always in shape all the time. He's never out of shape, even though he's big and swole as fuck. He's still in shape. He's like maybe 6 to 8% body fat. So you see these guys, and you're like, fuck, I want to do that. I want to be like that. Oh my God, I got to be like that. I have to be like that, or else I'm no good. I suck. What you don't understand is these guys are doing this for their job. They're doing it for a living. They have a small window of opportunity to do what they do for a living, to make as much money as they possibly can before they retire and their physiques go to shit. So that's why it's like that. All the figure and fitness competitors are the same way. You have this small window of time to do what you want to do, to make as much money and make a name for yourself before everything is done. And then the next batch of new blood comes in and takes your place. So yes, they have to stay in shape to be in magazines, to be in ads, etc., etc. But when all is said and done, that's not reality. You can't do that. If you're working 50, 60 hours a week and you have 2 kids, there's no way that you're going to be able to put yourself in that predicament, to have that kind of willpower and make yourself be that lean. When you have all these other things going on in your life, you have zero balance trying to push yourself towards that goal of looking shredded. You want to be shredded for a vacation? Fine. Go ahead and get, a pre-contest kind of, I'm going to do my cardio like this, I'm going to do my diet like this, I'm going to do this like this, and then I'm going to Costa Rica and I'm going to look awesome on the beach. Fine. Diet like you're dieting for a competition, then reverse diet yourself out of it. Or if you've done it where you calorically were higher at the end, go ahead and maintain that, rebound out of it, and now take a period of time where your body is healthier. It's not super 3% body fat. It's like 10, 12, 13, 14% body fat. And you still look good. You still look better than 99% of the population out there. But you're not screwing with your head and killing yourself trying to get down to that, percent body fat. Myself, I'm the same exact way. I know what I look like in competition shape. I know what I look like when I'm shredded. I know what my skin looks like, what it feels like. And when you're 5 pounds heavier than that shape, you're like, oh, I'm fat already. Well, that's because I've been watching friggin' videos of Jay Cutler and Dorian Yates and Kai Green and all these guys since, 1994 or whatever it was when I started training. So, of course, my vision is skewed. But I also understand that the off-season, when you're not in that shape, you're not fat. You're not obese. You don't look like shit. You don't suck because you don't look like you're in competition shape. You still look better than 99% of the people out there. And trust me, I feel a lot better walking around at this body fat than I did at the other body fat for the competition. Because I'm not depleted. And I'm not, neurotic about every single piece of food I put in my mouth. I don't even do IIFYM. I do, if anything fits my mouth, I eat it. It doesn't matter in the off-season. Just remember that once you get in shape or you've been in shape, you can get in shape again. So go ahead and relax a little bit on the diet. Hey, if, being 6% body fat is your thing, then fine, whatever. But if it starts to become an unhealthy thing, where you're sticking your finger down your throat, or you're starving yourself for days at a time, you need to take a step back and check yourself. BioStreetTraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below. www.biostreettraining.com is the blog, and where the No Eating Disorder Bicep, and we're out.